What's going on, everybody? As you can see, we are here with the Matrix Resurrections review. Real squad at your service. See the glasses? Peep the glasses. Peep the poster.
Check
though.
the scene.
You feel? Peep the scene.
Check the scene.
All right, man. This is our spoiler review too. So if you're here, hopefully you've seen the movie. It's on HBO Max.
Spoiler.
Man.
Spoiler review.
Let's get into this. All right.
Let's do it.
So, me and my man's kind of
Disagreement.
at different ends of stick with this one. So I did first off, I did somewhat enjoy the movie. It was somewhat enjoyable.
Somewhat.
I'm gonna get into my problems though. How about you before I get into my problems? How did you feel
I liked
about
it.
All right.
I am totally fine with the movie.
All right. So, as you know, spoiler. So, Neo is a game creator. He created the Matrix. That's how they trapped him in the new Matrix. They got him in there thinking that he's this creator of the Matrix franchise, which is a video game franchise now. And so the movie is Bugs trying to get him out, the character Bugs, and Morpheus, and from there the movie goes crazy. So I'm just gonna start off what I did like. So Jonathan Groff as Smith, I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it at all.
I wasn't feeling it. I'm gonna keep it 100.
You have Yaya in here
I wasn't feeling
as
Yaya.
Morpheus. Both
Sorry,
of them.
Yaya.
I feel like both of them could have been different characters.
I love Yaya too.
Yeah, me too. I actually like him a lot as an actor.
I just wasn't feeling Morpheus though. Like
if you look at it,
I wasn't feeling this guy.
Yeah, watching him as like his own character, like trying to because he wasn't Morpheus. So what Neo did in order to get himself out of the Matrix was he created a little modo inside of his Matrix game, which is like a program to evolve other programs. And so Bugs ends up hacking into that mogul, which is like it's just the scene of the first Matrix movie. That's how the little program works out. You're watching the first scene with Trinity and the police, but this time Yaya is Smith, but he's like a sleeper Smith. He's really Morpheus, and once you hack the mogul, you unlock Morpheus basically, and that's what happened with Bugs. She gets in there, unlocks Morpheus. Morpheus pretty much becomes Morpheus and saves her out. They escape the modal together. So Morpheus is like a program now.
Right.
It's something that Neo created. So Morpheus as an actual person is not in this movie.
I get it, but like
Come
on, bro. Like that was not Morpheus. I guess that's what they was kind of trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, I get the idea.
It clearly wasn't Morpheus.
Yeah.
But come on, bro. Like
so that's why he acted different. I feel like
we gotta at least have a Morpheus feel, like, or a Morpheus type character. You feel? If you're not gonna make him Morpheus, have somebody else play that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, I just didn't feel it.
There was no Morpheus type character.
Yeah,
period.
there was no Morpheus character.
But I did like the way he came at the role as far as like being something that's supposed to be mimicking Morpheus. So that was okay. So, but I didn't like him being the replacement for Morpheus, because at the end of the day, it wasn't even anything he could teach or show or acknowledge Neo on.
Right.
And like I said, he's a program. What I did like is that now that after the third movie, it lets you know that Trinity and Neo actually did save Zion, and after a while Zion became Io, and because of the machines, they're known as sentients now. That's how they like to be called, bro, sentients. But some of them became cool, so now humans and some of the sentients work together and they created Io. So they growing fruit and all type of stuff now in Zion. So it's not just eating slop no more and being nasty up. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot better in Zion. But what was I saying? I guess my point with that is, like, with the technology, Morpheus, or the modal Morpheus, we will call him, there's a way where programs can like 3D print and they can walk around.
Stuff with magnets. They were saying it's magnet something. I forgot.
So it's pretty dope.
It's like metal, like little metal balls, and they magnetize into the shape of whoever.
Yeah,
they're trying
wherever
to,
character they
yeah,
are.
whatever character.
So instead of having Morpheus just be voicing through like a machine when they're not in the Matrix, he's actually there, present with them. And there's so many.
It's a lot of them.
Yeah,
too.
they
It's
all
not
walking
just
around
Morpheus.
helping out, doing stuff, so they can interact with stuff. It's pretty dope, and it's supposed to be limited. But the only clean line Morpheus had in here was, "Limits are for the limitless." I'm like, okay. He came in as like a little 3D printed marble looking thing, so that was pretty cool. Only cool line, but yeah. So as far as Zion, like I said, it merges with these machines and becomes Io. It's a piece for a long time. Niobe says it's been like 60 years. I think it was like probably 20 something years a piece basically. And she said it was kind of hard to believe waking up every morning and just hearing silence or whatever. But the machines end up fighting against themselves. So it was a machine war that started.
Too many humans got awoke.
Yeah, they was losing power.
So they was losing power.
So
they started having wars and stuff over
power. Yeah, so I guess the new Matrix was created and the analyst is in control of this one. And they don't really specify on who won the war between the machines, I guess, because like I said, they fought between each other. It's like a quick scene they'll show of like blue light machines with red versus red light machines. And so, and after that, that's how we got, the Matrix we got now. They've been trying to hack back in there to try to find Neo.
Yeah, they kept bringing up the suits. So whoever the suits are, I guess those are the higher ups. They didn't explain.
Possibly could be.
I don't know why they even call them suits, because they're supposed to be like AI.
It could like they call agents. So
it
could be that too. So who knows?
We'll see. I guess
we may not see. Apparently, the movie's not doing so well, but we'll get to that at the end. We'll talk about the numbers on that.
It's the Matrix. Bro.
We'll see. Hey man,
we'll see.
You'll be surprised. So then Neo is being like hidden from everybody. They keep changing his DSI, so it's like his what people look at him and they see him. So I thought this was pretty cool. So in the Matrix, when you look at Neo, he looks like somebody else. Yeah. But when he looks in the mirror, he sees himself as Neo. And same with Trinity. Only Trinity and Neo are getting served up like this. And they're keeping Trinity alive because every time they tried to restart the Matrix with Neo inside, it wasn't working out. And so they figured that, with Trinity inside and close by, it works. So that was cool too. So that's how they incorporate her into being part of the one now, because she starts to develop powers.
Yeah, one thing I really didn't get about that is why did they leave the Neo with his real name, Thomas
Anderson,
and then they changed Trinity name to Tiffany or something.
Maybe that was her real name. No, apparently she didn't like the name. She said it twice. She hated that name.
What?
But it's not like she hated Tiffany. She hated that name.
Yeah,
so she was taking. Yeah, but I think she specifically hated that name though, for some reason. But it don't say why.
I think she mentioned it twice. She probably knew it's not this is not me. You feel me? Her name is Trinity.
I feel like she took it personal though.
Maybe before she was out of the Matrix, because I don't think they ever said this in the first 3 movies. Maybe her name was Tiffany in the Matrix.
Possibly.
Maybe, I don't know. But they didn't specify.
That was weird.
I didn't like that though, because it was to me, it's they just didn't explain it. So it's not that I didn't like it or liked it or loved it. They just didn't explain it. It's why did they choose to change her name? But maybe, like I said, maybe it was her old name. Who knows?
Zion, like I said, after a while, Morpheus ends up taking over too. After the siege is over and Neo dies, apparently, Morpheus is in charge. But they don't go in specifics to what happened to him. So that kind of made me mad too. Okay, well,
yeah, they just he died. And
barely said that. You know what I'm saying? They had a whole little statue of him, but it was just underwhelming.
And they could have had Lawrence, because they asked Lawrence Fishburne why he wasn't in the Matrix, and he said you got to ask Lionel Wachowski.
So he wasn't approached.
So basically, he wasn't approached. So I don't understand that.
Yeah, I mean, you could have literally had him in there like Niobe, aged up a little bit.
Right, and he already old, so it's you could have literally just had him in there.
It was a misfire.
He could have been a Bowery King. Which brings
me back to Agent Smith. The movie in tone was horrible to me. I wasn't in fear for anybody. It was just watching the movie at the end of the day. I was just watching it. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't worried about them getting the mission done or them getting caught by anybody because it wasn't threatening. Like the analyst they have now as the new architect,
Yeah.
Neil
Neil
Patrick
Patrick
Harris.
Harris.
Oh my gosh, bro! I mean, I love him as an actor, but in the beginning he was cool. Like I did like how he was acting in the beginning, but over time it seemed like he started to get funnier. So I'm like, why is he becoming silly? And like I said, it got silly, and this was it had a lot of laughs in it. I was laughing. I laughed like at some jokes
I
that I
have
didn't
some
expect
jokes.
to. I mean, this is a funny Matrix movie. This is the funniest one. If they had a category of the funniest, this would be the funniest. I wasn't expecting to laugh as much as I did, which was like I said, I enjoyed it, but I just don't like it as the fourth Matrix movie. I feel like they could have done a lot better. And like I said, the ending was underwhelming. I didn't understand why it was rated R. It didn't have to be. It didn't seem like it was. Uh, yeah, but I guess those are my thoughts. I guess as far
Okay.
as what it is.
Let me go into my thoughts, man. I liked it. So I'm a little bit on the other side of the fence on this movie. To me, I get the lore and stuff of Matrix. You know, it's good.
Oh, one
It's
last thing.
good
I'm
food.
sorry. My bad. My bad. One last thing. I'm so sorry. It just came. The fighting. I did not like the fighting at all. None of the fighting. All that Neo just using the push to do everything. I
Right.
mean, in the beginning it was tight, but after a while it just wore off. I was just done. I was looking forward to him doing like some dope hand to hand combat with somebody that was probably like up there with the caliber of him. Never happened. My bad. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that like kind of the same thing. Like I get the lore. Like you know what I'm saying, it's a kung fu type movie.
Gun fu is a nice word, actually. It is
Yeah.
gun fu because
Yeah.
it's guns and
It's,
fighting at the same time. Like all that
right.
flip. You go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So to me, it was kind of like a jog. Like you know what I'm saying. Like it was a jog, memory jog. You know what I mean. Like it's going back, telling you.
Member berries.
Huh?
Member berries. I forgot how to say it.
Mem-
Member berries. It's like
Oh yeah,
member
yeah, yeah, yeah,
berries.
yeah. Exactly, exactly. It's like it's something you're supposed to remember. Like it's like all right. The movie came out. Well, it's 2021. The movie came out 20 some years ago. So basically, they had to make sure, and this is also what the movie was saying. It's like we don't like the fact that we have to dig in with the nostalgia and remind y'all of everything that happened, but because of the real world, or the Matrix world, whatever you want to call it, that we live in, that you have to do these things. So they making fun of it while they're showing the movie, and I feel like that took a lot of the time of the movie as opposed to fan service. Like it wasn't really fan servicey because, like he said, it wasn't the fighting. Like you know what I mean. There wasn't no Smith.
I'm
You know what I
assuming
mean?
the fan service was those little short clips of the old movies right before they show something.
That's way too direct though.
Yeah. Okay.
The,
Go ahead.
it's way too direct and straightforward. You know what I'm saying? You can't just show the movie and be like
I'm
nostalgia.
gonna step away. Go ahead. Go ahead. No, go
Okay.
ahead.
You can't just you can't just step away and be like, here, this is nostalgia for you, because it won't work. As far as my man Yaya, man, it's not that I didn't like his acting, is that I didn't like the character. Um, Morpheus to me was more of a like nostalgic, or not nostalgic, but more of a calm, like very wise man. Like I didn't get that from Yaya. And I feel like that's what they were kind of going for, but at the same time, it's supposed to be Neo's perception of Morpheus, and I feel like Neo would have a higher perception of Morpheus for some reason. Like, you know, it's like all right, in Neo's mind, Morpheus is hella tall, dark, and hella handsome. Like you know what I mean, but not wise at all. Like you know what I'm saying. Like he said, he had one good line, but other than that, like he just kind of seemed lost in the whole movie. So I really didn't like that one. But as far as the concept goes, I mess with it, man. The whole concept of him, like of the Matrix, messing with his mind so much to make him believe that he actually invented a game as opposed to what actually happened really happening. Because we all know memory is a lot like um, things that actually happen. You could remember something in the way you perceived it could be a totally different way than how it actually happened. You feel me? And that's kind of the thing with the video game thing. In his head, he created a video game where these things happen, or that's what the Matrix planted in his head. But in actuality, all these things actually happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of perception, and you know what I'm saying. He's he's always fighting back against the Matrix because he in his mind he knows like I'm not supposed to be here. So he always like trying to commit suicide and like trying to jump off and fly and trying to, cause he in his head he like I know I invented this video game, but for some reason it feels like it really happened. You feel me? It's way too vivid. So I like that. As far as Keanu Reeves, his acting.
Not bad, man. Where we at? Bryce had to go change some diapers.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Nah, I was just saying like how I like the whole concept of him being a video game developer. Like,
oh, yeah,
to me
cool.
that made a whole bunch of sense. Like as far as the
them
Matrix
trying
to trick him into.
Scoot over, my bad.
Because that's like one of the only way. Cause like everybody was thinking like, oh, maybe he's like in a movie or they made a movie about the Matrix.
That's what I thought for a second.
But it's not even that. It's VR. Like, duh. And then like thinking like hindsight, it's like duh. Like that makes way more sense than it being a movie. Like, you feel me?
Yeah, they didn't. It's funny you said VR because they didn't show the clips of the game. They showed clips of the movie apparently from the game.
Right.
So like the only reference of the video game that he made that you get is the scene from the old movie. So I thought that was interesting. I'm like, that's funny. So I guess it was like a VR type of experience because you know what I'm saying. They don't talk about a system you play it on or anything like that. Just a game.
Right. Yeah, they were very vague on a lot of things in this movie. It kept it a little bit open ended, and I feel like that's kind of probably what a lot of people not gonna like about it as well.
You mentioned the mirrors.
No, I didn't mention the mirrors.
That was tight, but like I said, that was left open. Like they could have did a little. That could have been clean. I mean, every scene they had with that, I guess that I like those, like them stepping through it or just messing with the mirrors or jumping out a window and going. That was tight. That was like this one part of the movie though. You know what I'm saying? They didn't do it a heck of time, so like they just used it for a quick second. Like okay, no more mirrors.
What I feel like is the first 3 Matrixes or whatever are like original ideas, so they don't have any like real like there's no sci-fi like, or it is sci-fi, but there's no like physics that's like, you know what I'm saying. They tried to explain physics in this movie, which like remember when the mirror was too small, the thing he was like it's about perception.
Yeah, the closer you are, the bigger it is.
You know what I mean?
That was cool.
Like to me, that doesn't make any sense though, because it's like the whole Matrix, like physics doesn't exist. From they flying around, he stopping bullets and stuff. So it's like perspective really don't matter if you're talking about a video game. Like that's one of the hardest things to perceive in video games.
Kind of go on into analytics a little bit, but also with the mirror thing, you got the Santi was reading the Alice the Looking Glass, and that's like another reference to Alice in Wonderland. That's the part 2 of the book.
Right.
So I mean, the mirror thing, it has this part, but I get what you're saying. Like there's little nitpicks there. I got you.
Yeah, it's just little nitpicks. Not like I said, I liked it. But just those little things, and I feel like they tried to explain too much, as opposed to just staying with the lore that they already have created. Like they even changed up the operator. Like, oh, because of this happened, they had to explain too much. You know what I'm saying? They had to explain. Like it's 60 years, so obviously a lot of technology and stuff is gonna be advanced and all that. You know what I mean? So they had to explain all of this, or why everything is different, and also they had to make a good movie. So I feel like that's why, you feel me? It didn't really grasp like it should have, because they got to explain so much now. It's been 20-something years. You feel me?
Yeah, we got enough explanation. The only explanation I wanted was what happened between the time of now and then. Right. After that, you got your own. Set it off. You know what I'm saying? But like they missed shot with, I feel like, yeah, they missed a shot with that too. Like they didn't explain enough as far as what happened in the past. They just like kind of skipped over, like, oh well, that's over anyway, so let's just do this now. Like, well, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Well, that was important. I felt like that was an important thing that would have.
Yeah, she tried to create too much new stuff, like as opposed to just making a Matrix 4. This seems like another Matrix 1. Like they trying to start over.
But it was like hella shit in it. Like,
Yeah,
make it.
hella
There
shit.
was too much in there. You know what I'm saying? That, like I said, they went to, like, you didn't even get to see Zion in part 1 of the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? So that wasn't even a thing. You heard the name, but you didn't get to see it. You went to Zion here. You went to Machine City. Got to chill with the machines. That was crazy. Like, you went everywhere, and it was just like, it was just too fast. Like they didn't get to really expand on anything. So I just felt like, I said, it was just, I just watched it happen, and I wasn't really pulled in like I wasn't with the other movies. Every now and then, I would find myself like, okay, all right, but then it'll get away from it. Like the girl who played Bugs, Jessica Henwick, she killed it. You know what I'm saying? Every time her and Neo had a scene, I was interested because it was pushing the story along in a fun way, you know what I'm saying? Even though it was just, like I said, a conversation. And she had some decent, like I said, I didn't like any of the fight scenes really, but some of her action scenes were decent. And I feel like with the gunfighting and the shooting, it was just not threatening. Like I said, like it was something that they did in those other movies, even in the gun battles. I'm like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm worried, but they like literally shooting directly at her. It's missing. Like it's crazy. Like she's not doing no dodging. She's just shooting back like this. And it's like 3 niggas with automatics, bro. It's crazy. Like I was just so thrilled.
That's the importance of having a Morpheus type character in a movie, because throughout the first Matrix, Morpheus was explaining everything, but he was doing it in a way to where like we wasn't bored. Like this movie, they had to explain shit, but it was like they running through a train. Oh yeah, but this is how this works. Blah blah. This how this works. Yeah. Da, 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 da. And the first Matrix they was sitting down. Like, you know what I'm saying, when Neo Morpheus talked, they was sitting down. They was talking. Like you could really feel, you can engage with them.
You could digest it.
Yeah, you
had time to digest. It wasn't just
in
like,
this movie. It's like they
yeah.
moving through a train. It's like, you feel me? They trying to explain stuff. Even when Yaya trying to explain to Neo about the portal, they have a time limit. Like they counting down. Like he like, yeah, he like, portal still open. Like, you feel me? Like we don't, like, everything feels rushed because they have to explain so much of the new stuff that, you feel me, that they then brought into the movie. I did like it. I liked it because, like I said, the concept was great of Neo being a video game director.
That's just a concept, though.
No, yeah, and obviously I like Keanu Reeves. I didn't like Morpheus. I like Trinity. I like the whole aspect of Trinity and Neo being a conglomerate, like being together.
Carrie Ann Moss did her thing. I liked her.
Yeah.
Trinity was
I like that. I like the whole point of it, of the first movies, was the fact that, you know, like he made the choice to go save Trinity, you feel me? And of course he gonna make it again. Let's go get my girl, you feel me? And then that opened up all kind of things. Like, you know what I mean? You got a choice, bro. Either you could stay here, because Niobe said, you feel me? Like pretty much Neo and Trinity together create so much brain activity and brain power that they create more power than like hella humans. So that's why they had to leave them together, but like not have them together, but kind of like in the same area, because he was saying that basically the I can't remember, the analyst was saying like, yeah, like the more stress you go through, you know what I mean, through your life, the more like energy output you're gonna have. So basically, whereas the architect was trying to make a perfect equation, his whole goal was to just make everybody as stressful as possible. You feel me? So they can produce.
Desire and fear have the same chemical balance.
Yeah, so they can just produce more energy, like, you know, the output. So
yeah, his Matrix was running off desire and fear.
Yeah,
so he was shady with it. His was a lot more shadier than the previous one. I give him that. But that was the only thing he had, was a more shadier Matrix, when he wanted everybody to suffer and desire things more than anything, and that put out a lot more energy. So
because he was saying like, like the reason why the other Matrixes didn't work is because you're trying to create a world for people, and he was saying basically like people create their own realities in their head. It don't matter what's going on around. Your life could be great. It's rich people that kill themselves every day. You feel me?
At the end of the day, they just want to be controlled.
Yeah,
I love that. I like that too. They're like some things was cool. That was in the beginning though. Yeah, like
people just want to be controlled. You feel me? So and basically that's the whole thing. Like they could have freed everybody, but some people didn't want to be free. It's just like Cypher and the other ones. He didn't like. He wanted to be put back into the Matrix, and it's people, even in our world that we live in, it's people that if they said today that the government is gonna shut down, people will kill themselves. Cause they would be so frightened of what's gonna be, what they gonna wake up to tomorrow. And you feel me? And just imagine if you live in your life right now, and somebody came and gave you a pill, and you woke up tomorrow, and your clothes all bummy and shit. You living on the cold ship, the world. You can't even see the sun. We ain't seen the sun in thousands or 100 years or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Would you want that necessarily? You know what I mean? Like, would you want that?
This guy.
A lot of people wouldn't, and then it's like me and him had the same argument because he was like he couldn't leave his family, and it's the same thing with Trinity. You feel me?
Oh, they could have went deep. It was so much stuff they just missed
Trinity,
out on, bro. They could have went deeper on that.
She left them,
but
they're not real.
The only part of that you got to feel, like the only like, oh man, she gonna leave her family is like at the end of the movie, she kicked the analyst in the face and break his jaw. It was like. That's for using kids.
Kids, yeah.
That was the only payoff you get from her, like leaving the family. So I don't know. Like I said, it was lackluster for me, man. I don't know. Like I expected a lot more. I started thinking like maybe they should just probably did another Animatrix before they did this, or you know what I'm saying, did something more along the lines of that, or if they wanted to use the framework of the first movie, like how they did here, they could have save somebody, you know what I'm saying, went through the motions kind of like what they did with Neo, but not necessarily making this person super important, but they just get tangled up in the story with Neo and having to save Neo and Trinity and stuff like that. That would have been cool too, but this dig more deeper into the storytelling and not just have shit just bow. Well, I mean,
I get what he's saying. It was like I said, I felt like they had to explain too much. That's the only thing I feel like was my biggest thing with it. It's like so much new stuff, and it's like we didn't get none of this in the Animatrix. Like we got some of it, but not none of the shit that was like surface level kind of stuff. Like we can see, like we don't know what none of this stuff is. So, and they had to explain it in a way to where they also had to get Neo back acquainted with the Matrix. So they got to do all this. And I feel like in the first movie, Lawrence Fishburne's character did that seamlessly. In this one, it was kind of like bad editing. You know, like how you could just tell, like, they're forcing this. You know what I mean? Other than that, though,
I'm ready to rate, bro.
I love it.
I'm ready to rate.
Let's go.
You go first, though.
All right. Matrix Resurrection, 2021, December. And also, the name was, what's the thing called? I mean the date, when it come out is a palindrome.
Oh, okay.
12, 22. Oh wait, no, yeah, 12, 22, 21. No, the same frontward and backward. So it kind of the mirror thing. Yeah. But anyway, I give it 7.5. And I'm gonna watch it again, so I'm gonna make sure that that's a good rating. Reason I'm giving it 7.5 is, like I said, I love the concept. It has some good acting in it. Bugs, Keanu Reeves played Keanu Reeves. Trinity was good. Yaya's acting was good. Just the character direction I didn't really like it. And I like the new technology, some of it. Yeah. So what you got?
I'm going to go ahead and give this a 6.5. 6.5. This is a 6.5 for me.
So watchable.
It's watchable. Like I said, I even watched it twice just to make sure. And it's been a couple of days, so yeah, 6.5. I wanted more. We'll see what happens. Right now, it's like at 63 million.
So what would you give the first Matrix?
10.
10. Okay.
We ain't reviewing classics until we get these subs up a little bit more. We'll start reviewing some classics.
What about the third Matrix?
7.
7. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put it around.
It go down from the.
I'll put it around there for sure.
10, 8, 7. That's how my order go for those movies. And this one, like I said, 6.5. But
so this is the worst one.
Yeah, clearly for me.
Okay.
Like I said, I'll give it a 6.5, and hopefully it does make some type of money because, like I said, I'm interested enough to see what they do with it. I'll only give them to the second movie to wow me. If they don't wow me in the second one, I wouldn't be mad if they scrap it. But I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't get a second movie either. Right now, like I said, it's at 63 million opening, so we'll see where it goes. It's a lot of money to make these movies, so
if it gets a second one, right,
mm-hmm.
and it doesn't do well, would you want to see a reboot?
No, I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that too.
Yeah, if anything, maybe an Animatrix, and you pushing it.
No.
You pushing it. With that. Yeah,
we could have another Animatrix.
No, after they fucking do another movie and ruin it, no, you're pushing it. No, you're definitely pushing it.
Whoever the fuck did that shit.
They was them. But they went overseas and talked to hella different animation companies.
Well, y'all need to go talk to them again, bro.
And that was together. It was both the sisters.
It was clean, bro.
We'll see. Make sure y'all comment below and let us know what y'all thought of the movie. Any theories
Give
or
us your favorite one down below.
Ideas that y'all thought of or liked.
Obviously, most people gonna say Matrix 1, but may have some.
Hey,
Matrix 3
guys. Let us know in the
there.
comments below. We don't judge here. We don't judge. Let us know.
And also comment if you think they should put Lawrence Fishburne in the second one. I think they should. They should rebuild his body. They may rebuild Neo body in Trinity. Why they couldn't rebuild Lawrence Fishburne?
He did not like it.
I loved it. But
thank y'all for coming. It's been real squad. Man, I gotta get this guy out of here because he's just gonna, you know what I'm saying?
I could talk about it all day, bro.
Mad? You mad?
I'm not mad.
We're gonna come back because this is, like I said, this is this one review. We'll come back and talk about it. We'll come back to this.
I'm gonna watch it like 5 more times and then
we'll come back. Y'all get out of the studio though. For now, peace out.